Okay, once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay, so actually yesterday we supposed to complete this core internals means about SQL Server. The main focus is right. Okay, means when you are doing any modification. Okay, how SQL Server internally is performing. That's what yesterday our main plan, but unfortunately. Due to network disconnection. Okay, the session is not went well, so I just wanted to again start from the scratch from today. So that's the reason we started again to make little better understanding. Okay, uh, I just modified something. I wanted to bring something new. Okay, without any time waste, let's go and talk about how core components are working internally in terms of SQL architecture. Okay, because we know about we started about SQL architecture. We discussed about command parser, query optimizer, query executor. We just had a discussion about database, log cache, data cache, log cache, plan cache. Apart from nothing else, we discussed. But definitely, you will get two questions. Okay, either it can be interview or it can be technical. You need to understand about two major parts. One is when I'm reading the data. Okay, when I'm reading the data, how my SQL Server is working. When I'm writing the data, it can be insert, it can be update, it can be delete. How my SQL Server uh, is 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 working. That's what definitely will get it out. So when you are reading the data, when you are writing the data, it can be insert, it can be update, it can be delete. What is happening internally? If you understand this flow, almost you are good at most of the database management system. Okay, so let's talk that point. Okay, when anyone hit either select statement or insert or update or delete, how SQL Server internally it is performing. Externally, it's very simple, sir. You are running the query, SQL Server will act accordingly. That's it externally. But internally, what are the things are happening? That's what we wanted to focus today. Okay, so almost yesterday we took almost 1 hour, but due to my network interrupt, okay, I just stopped the session. Recording happened, but I'm not happy. So that's the reason I decide to start freshly. Okay, with little more details, and I added this different context today. We'll go more on theoretical along with the practical as well. So try to understand what how SQL Server, not what, how SQL Server internally is working. Okay, so first we'll talk about the read operations. Then we'll go for write operations. Okay, so write pages are very important. How database engine is working when you are writing the data. Okay, like eager writer, lazy writer, check pointer. These are the three processes are working in the background. So that's what our main focus. Where is sorry, where it is. So, oh, eager writer. Okay, eager writer. So our main focus is checkpoint, lazy writer, eager writer. Along with we need to discuss about clean page, dirty page, wall, and if time permits, I will talk about the asset properties today itself. Let's see. Hope everything will complete today itself, so that tomorrow freshly we'll go for a new concept. Okay, without any time waste, let's move into the concept. Okay, uh, being we are discussing freshly, forget about yesterday, whatever we discussed. Some people remember, some people not remember because I not uploaded the recording. Assume today is our first day. We are discussing about core internal data movement. Okay, how my data is transferring, how I am getting the data, how I am reading the data, how I am seeing the data, how I am loading the data. Internally, what is happening? That's what our main focus. First, we'll discuss about the read. Okay, means when you are reading the data, how it will work. Means when you are reading the data, how SQL Server will work. So if any user reading is nothing but select statement. Okay, reading is nothing but select statement means if you want to see the data. Okay, like select. Okay, start from. Okay, from EMP. It's not EMP. Sales order details. Okay. For example, I am reading the data. So this table contains almost 1,21,317 records. So it took almost 0 seconds to pull the data. Okay, it's very small table and we are having use memory, IO, storage, everything is fine. So it not took even a second to complete the data, spin of the data. So within 0 seconds only you retrieve the data. 1,21,317 rows it retrieved. Means you are reading the data. So when you are reading the data, what exactly internally is happening? What exactly internally is happening? So as I told you, when you go for previous session, about the different pages like a database, PFS, GAM, SGAM, DCM, BCM, IAM, boot page, text page, image pages. We are having different pages, right? Our first focus will be database, which stores the data. Okay, database will be available only in the buffer. In the database. In the database. That's so it will be in the MDF file or NDF file. Data pages will be in the database. So this is our actual database, sir. Okay, which contains LDF, which contains MDF. So within the database only the data pages are available. Now, when you are reading the data, okay, so first if a user hit a select statement, what is happening internally? It will first connect to the SNI protocol. Either it can be shared memory or it can be TCP/IP or it can be named pipes. These are the three protocols, right? Shared memory, TCP/IP, and named pipes. By default, named pipes will be in the disabled state, sir. Only two protocols. One is the shared memory, one is the TCP/IP. So when you open SSMS and when you connect to the SQL Server, now if someone is asking which protocol it used, Subbu, means it is a shared memory only because I am in the same server. In my laptop, I am having SQL and I open SSMS and I connect SQL in my laptop itself. Everything is happening in my laptop itself, sir. So by default, it will use the shared memory. If you are connecting remotely means if you install SQL Server in the cloud or somewhere. Okay, for example, I build I build a VM in the cloud and I'm accessing via my laptop. Okay, then it will use the TCP/IP protocol. If you're connecting SQL Server remotely, so for example, I build my VM in cloud. Okay, I build my VM in cloud and I install SQL Server in cloud and I'm accessing from my laptop. Okay, I install SSMS and I'm trying to connect from here. This instance, I'm connecting from here. Now this will use TCP/IP protocol because when you are connecting SQL Server remotely, by default it will use the TCP/IP protocol. Within the same server, it will use the shared memory. That's what we explained. So I can confidently say that it is using shared memory protocol. It is using shared memory protocol in my scenario. So it is it use the shared memory protocol and authenticate to the SQL Server. So command parser will check the syntax, semantic, and bind the tree, prepare the query tree, and it will verify any plan is available in the plan cache. If not, optimizer will prepare the execution plan and it will go to the executor. Once the plan is ready, it will go to the executor. In the entire relational engine, there is no data. In the entire relational engine, there is no data. Now, definitely, relational engine will send a request to the access method via ODBC drivers. Via ODBC drivers. ODBC via ODBC connection. ODBC connection. So your relational engine will talk to storage engine. Your relational engine will talk to storage engine. So even in access method also there is no data, sir. So definitely it will request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager will contains the buffer pools. Okay, these are all buffer pools. Buffer pools. In the buffer pools you are having data cache, Okay, you are having data cache, plan cache, log cache. These many caches are there. You are having data cache, plan cache, log cache. These many caches are available in the buffer pool. Now currently for this select statement there is no data, sir. Currently nothing. Your data cache is empty because your first time you are performing a select statement. First time you are performing a select statement. Now what it will do, your engine will go to the database and get the pages. Your engine go to the database and get the pages. Okay, get the pages. Come on. Okay, get the pages, respective pages into the cache. So try to understand, it is getting the pages to the cache. Okay, now with related to employee table, it went to the database, get the pages and return into the data cache. Once your data is pulled to the data cache, it will start sending the information to the user. Now it will again go to the access method and executor will execute the request, because whatever the executor requested data, now your access method is providing. Whatever the executor requested the data, now your access method is providing the data. Now once it start executing, now user can see the data. Now I can able to see the data. See, I'm able to see the data. I'm able to see the data. Means when you are reading the data, what exactly it will do, sir? It will go to the data cache, verify any data is available related to that table. If yes, get the data from the cache. If not, go to the database, get the data, place one copy in the data cache and sends to the user. Easy to understand, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everyone clear, sir? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir, bro.
Okay. Now see, sir, when you are reading the data, means when you are reading the data, see, reading is nothing but like a credit card statement, bank statement, electricity bill, water bill, okay, mobile statement. Statements are nothing. Reading means you are seeing the data. Okay, reading means you are seeing the data, nothing but select statement. You are reading the data is nothing but a select statement. Means when you are reading the data, the pages are copied to the cache. Now these pages technically will call it as a clean page. These pages technically will call it as a clean pages. What you will call, sir? Clean page, because the pages which are in the buffer but not yet modified. See, these pages are not any modification we done, sir. We just read the data. That's it. We not done any modification. Okay, if you're not modifying any data in the pages, then those pages in the buffer again I'm telling, in the buffer you should technically call it as a clean page. For in other words, what I mean to say, if whatever the page in the database, whatever the page in the cache, if both having same data, then we'll call it as a clean page. In other words, in a simple words, okay, whatever the page in the database, whatever the page in the buffer is having same data, then you should call it as a clean page, sir. All reads are clean page only, right? Yes or no? All reads are clean page, right? You are not modifying any data. You are not modifying any data. All the reads are clean pages only, right? Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Okej, jag har mer ledamot. Det är alltså, det ska man klara. Ingen...
Okay, all the pages where if database and cache is having same identical, then we'll call it as a clean page. Okay, so fine. Okay, fine. Now that's about read, sir. When you are reading the data, that is what will happen. Now you will ask, the experienced people definitely ask, Supu, I am having 8 GB of RAM. Okay, I'm having 8 GB of RAM. My table size is 100 GB, for example. My table size is 100 GB. How that 100 GB will fit in the data cache, correct? Yes or no? Agree, not agree? That is what
Yes,
definitely will
sir.
get the question, right?
Yes.
You are having 8 GB of RAM, 16 GB of RAM, 32 GB of RAM, 64 GB of RAM, 128 GB of RAM, 256 GB of RAM, 512 GB of RAM. But your database size is terabytes. Your database sizes will be 1 TB, 2 TB, 3 TB, 10 TB, 20 TB, 30 TB, 32, 36 TB, terabytes of databases. How that data will fit in the data cache where we are having only 64 GB of RAM, 128 GB of RAM, 256 GB of RAM. Okay, that's what you are having a big question, sir. Okay, no worries. I will clarify your doubt. I don't want to go into that much deeper right away. There is a concept called uh, TempDB. The people for experienced people, sir. The people who are starting the journey, hold on from here itself. You no need to think that much level. But for experienced people, I'm saying there is a concept called TempDB. Okay, for your query, okay, there is no sufficient memory in the buffer. There is no sufficient memory in the buffer. It will try to spin the data from the TempDB, sir. It will try to spin the data from the TempDB. Now, whatever the pages you need to read, those pages will spin from the TempDB. Okay, TempDB. There is a database. Okay, there is a system database called TempDB, most powerful database, sir, in entire SQL Server. In entire SQL Server, this is the most powerful database, a powerful concept where we are going to spend almost 3 days. 3 days we'll spend on TempDB only. You need to know a lot about the TempDB. In case if you don't have sufficient memory, in case you don't have sufficient memory to keep the pages in the buffer, then it will use the TempDB. Is it clear? First thing, first point, everyone clear, sir? The experienced people.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And there is one more concept. If you open the task manager, okay, there is a concept called page file, sir. There is a concept called page file. Okay, there is a concept called page file. Okay, in case if you don't have sufficient memory to spin the data, and SQL is configured by default, page file is there, and SQL is having capability to use the page file, then it will use the page file memory. See, in my laptop, I'm having 16 GB, sir. Actually, okay, I'm having 16 GB. But here, see, almost it is showing as a 18.2 GB. I'm having only 16 GB, right? Okay, in my laptop, I'm having 16 GB. Then it is showing more than 16 GB. What is that? Means I configure page file. So I configure page file. Okay, page file. We'll talk all this concept when we are discussing memory concepts. Okay, no worries. So in case if whatever the data you are reading, in case there is no sufficient memory in the cache, there is no sufficient memory in the cache. Now what it will do? It will try to use the TempDB. It will try to use the page file to spin your data. Is it clear? Yep. The only experienced people. Okay. Understand everyone? In case if there is no sufficient space to keep the pages in the buffer, it will use the TempDB, it will use the page file. Will it impact the performance, Subbumis? Yes, sir, of course, definitely. Don't compare with the memory. This is actual memory, sir. Where much faster when you compare with the page file, when you compare with the TempDB, this is much faster. It will impact a little, sir. Okay, definitely. Definitely it will impact. We are not
What
going
is
that
mean
much deep.
by
Sorry.
what is mean by page file, Subbu? TempDB is
That's
a system DB. You said page files, right? What is mean by
you know about now smartphones. Okay, now dedicatedly they are providing 8 GB of RAM, 12 GB of RAM, and there is a concept to extend the memory also. Correct.
yes SD card? Yes.
That is nothing but page files, sir. You are using a disk, okay, certain amount of disk space as a page file, and you can spin the data. And SQL may or may not use, sir. I am not going for deeper, okay. SQL may or may not use based on what configuration you done for memory. Okay, what configuration you done for memory. SQL may use space file. SQL may not use the files file also. Okay, so just think that if experienced people only having the doubt, sir. Assume Subbu, my memory is smaller, my data is larger, how SQL Server is working, how much it can fit in the memory, rest of the data will spin in the temp DB, rest of the data will spin in the page file. Okay, but definitely it will impact the little performance. Definitely it will impact the little performance. I hope everyone clear about the select statement. When you are performing select statement, technically speaking, you will see only the clean pages. You will see only the clean pages. You won't see the dirty pages, sir. You won't see the dirty pages. Okay. So there is a DMV called DM underscore voice underscore buffer underscore descriptor. This is very powerful DMV. Everyone must and should remember. What is the DMV, sir? DM underscore voice underscore buffer underscore descriptor is a DMV. Okay, DMV. Technically, we'll call it as a DMV. It's dynamic management views. Inbuilt, you will get it when you install SQL Server. You will get all this stuff. So using this DMV, you can read the buffer. You can read the buffer. Okay. So we use some calculations, aggregations, all this stuff to get better results. Okay. I'm not simply running select star from sys.dm underscore voice underscore buffer underscore descriptor. I am using some calculations aggregation to get my required information. When you trigger, you will get the complete information about how many clean pages are in buffer, how many dirty pages are in buffer. Currently, there are no dirty pages because I not yet done any modifications, sir. Once you start modifying, you will see the dirty page. Okay, currently 0 dirty pages, but there are couple of clean pages are there. There are couple of clean pages are there in the buffer. And what is the clean page size? What is the dirty page size? How many dirty pages? How many clean pages? How much buffer is used? How many total pages in the buffer? How many pages currently in the buffer? You will see all the details when you run this query. When you run this query, you will get complete information about the buffer. This, sir, this. Our main focus is the data cache. Okay, if you wanted to get the information related to data cache, there is one DMV which is provided by Microsoft, DM underscore voice underscore buffer underscore descriptor. Yes, Raju.
Where we get this script on?
Sorry?
Where we get this script you said now, if we run this, where we get this?
I'm not getting. Where?
Whatever the query you are,
said-
whatever the query you are using, right? Where you are getting this kind of query like that, he say.
Oh, sir, in the Google only. See, no, everyone, we are not a developers, okay, to design the queries, okay? We'll go and ask, check in the Google. And no worries, many scripts I already uploaded in our GitHub repository. Okay, already there in our GitHub repository, sir. So mostly I will use these scripts only. So related to memory, I am talking related to memory. I will use these scripts. When I'm talking related to CPU, I will use the CPU scripts. Okay, CPU scripts.
Okay.
When I'm talking about indexes, I will use the index scripts. When I'm talking about IO, I will use the IO scripts. When I'm talking about weights, I will use the weight scripts. Many scripts we already placed in our GitHub repository, sir. Okay, again. Today itself you will get you can understand everything. No, when you are doing practice, when you are searching Google, that's what I told you, right? So how you are searching Google engine is also very important. Okay, so I just searched Google, I got the script. This is a better script where everyone can understand easily. Okay, that's the reason I just projected. So now when you are performing select, come on, why I'm minimizing? When you are performing select statement, you will see only the clean pages. Okay, for example, I wanted to read the data. Okay, let's go to once again just select statement. Select the tail dot or header details. Try to read the data. Okay, now let's try to execute. Okay, see, for just now I read sales order details table. I read sales order detail table. Now you can go and verify. This is my schema name. We'll talk about all this stuff. This is my table name. And how many pages are in the buffer, sir? 1237 pages. All 1237 pages are clean pages only. I just read the data, sir. Okay. To retrieve 1,21,317 records, to retrieve whole table. Whole table means whole table contains 1,21,317 records. To retrieve 1,21,317 records, it read 1,237 data pages, and it copied everything into the buffer, because now my buffer is healthy, my RAM is healthy, sir. So all the pages are fit in the buffer. Okay, all the pages are fit in the buffer. Now, being I am reading the data, so technically these are clean pages, right? I not done any modifications, right? So I hope you understand about the clean pages. When you are reading the data, you will see only clean pages in the buffer. Okay, not okay.
Is it any maximum amount of pages
No.
that's supposed to be in the
Don't look
buffer?
the maximum, minimum, all the stuff, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Don't
Yes.
look all the stuff. That is waste of our time only. Okay.
Okay.
This is internally. No worries. Don't. We won't think about all this stuff until unless there is really memory pressure. Whenever there is a memory
Okay.
pressure, how we will troubleshoot? We'll see later. No worries. Now, technically
All right.
speaking, what you should understand, when you are performing select statement, what is happening, what Subbu told, what Subbu told. So when you are reading the data, in traditional, it will perform everything. First, it will go, it will verify whether data is available or not. If not, it will get the data and try to read the data. See, now currently, what are the tables you are seeing, sir? Let me show you one table to understand easily. Uh, eh, come on, yeah, that's what. See, is there any table where you will see the sales order headers? This is my table name, sales order headers. There is no table called sales order header, sales dot header, sales dot header. So there is no table called sales dot header, sir. When you are reading this table, okay, see sales dot header. Before I execute, I can trigger one more time. Okay, currently in the buffer only sales order details, and you will see only 237 pages are in currently. Hey Subbu, just now I verified, right? 1,237 pages. Now why my page, where my page went? So I told you, right? Internally, lazy-writer is triggering, checkpoints are triggering, they are doing many stuff, sir. That's what our agenda is not verifying, oh, how many pages are there, how many pages are in the buffer, how many 30 pages, how many clean pages. Every time we never go and do all this stuff. To understand what is happening, that's what you need to see. Now currently when I execute, 237 pages only there, sir. Okay. Now to run again, I am performing same table, sales order details. See, sales order details. Uh, 1 second, sir. Hold on. Let me get one simple example, sir. Okay. Okay. I am executing the same select statement, but I am passing some parameter here. I will talk more about. When I execute this query, I got 1,21,317 records only. When I go to the messages, okay, when I go to the messages, see, you will get a logical reads, you will get the physical reads. You will get the logical reads, you will get the physical reads. When you enable set statistics IO on, okay. What do you mean by logical reads? Means all the 1,238 pages, it read from the buffer. When you see the logical page, okay, whatever the pages you are seeing on the logical reads, whatever the pages you are seeing in the logical reads, means you are getting data from the buffer. When you are seeing the physical read, you are getting data from the disk. Okay, it read one page from the disk. So always it should not read from the disk, sir. Always it should read from the buffer only. So whenever you are troubleshooting the queries, you need to verify how many pages it read to retrieve the data. To retrieve this data, how many pages it read, and whether you are able to see the logical reads or physical reads. Always logical reads are the best because you are getting data from the buffer memory. Whenever you see the physical reads, you are getting data from the disk.
So
Now you
disk
will
or
talk.
database?
Sir, disk, that's it. Forget about anything. Disk contains databases, right? Of course, disk contain databases. That can be tempdb, that can be user database, that can be page file also in the disk only, right? Page file is also in the disk. Disk only you are converting like a page file, right? Getting or not?
Yes.
That's what, sir. Don't go deeper. Don't go deeper. We'll talk all this one in the tuning, performance tuning. What you should understand. Okay, when I'm reading the data, where my data is getting, in the buffer or in the disk. Now you can easily answer, hey, I can see the set statistics IO on, so that I can easily understand. If I'm seeing the logical reads, I'm getting data from the disk, sorry, buffer. If I'm seeing the physical reads, oh, I'm getting data from the disk. These many pages it read from the disk, these many pages it read from the buffer. Okay. Now, if you go and verify again, you will see, okay, meanwhile, it truncated the data from the cache. Okay, there is nothing. It is displaying 462 clean pages only. So, as someone asked, right, our agenda is not looking how many clean pages, how many dirty pages are there in the server. Until unless if you are troubleshooting the memory, that time only we'll focus. Rest of the time, we never touch these commands. You never go and watch these commands. So when we are troubleshooting memory, I will talk about all these concepts. No worries. Okay. So try to understand what you mean by clean page, what you mean by dirty page. First, understand clean page, sir, everyone.
Yes,
Sir, understand, sir. I have doubts.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
We are talking about select statement so many times. We retrieve the data on behalf of data cache and what's it called? So, is there any need to clear the cache?
Oh, clear, sir. We can do many
that
things.
activity?
Okay. No, we can do many things. I'm not talking about all this stuff. We can do DBCC flow caches, DBCC system flow cache. You can clean up all this stuff. I will talk all this stuff in the advanced level. First, let's go basic only, sir. Don't go that much advanced level. Okay. Yes, we can clear, but don't clear. Okay, don't clear. Don't clear. And we should not encourage, or not I. Sorry, we should not encourage to clear the caches because it will impact the performance of the future running queries. If you're deleting the
My
cache,
doubt is executor is having any plan tree that will every time will go for read easily. Otherwise, if we clear the cache, what will happen? Like that, my question.
okay, see, if the pages are clear, again it will get the data from the disk only, right? From the database, it will get. Disk is nothing but database, sir. Don't think that disk. Subbu is saying everything disk. Disk is nothing but database only, right? It will get the data from the database and it will place again. Sir, hold on for until lazy writer, sir. You should understand about the lazy writer. there is a background process called lazy writer, which is deleting the pages from the cache. Who is deleting these pages from the cache? That is the biggest question. Lazy writer is triggering. Whenever lazy writer triggers, it will clear the cache. To make always RAM healthy, sir. Always your RAM should be healthy. Okay, that is the main purpose of lazy writer. We'll talk, sir. Hold on. Hold some questions. Okay. Now, is it clear about select statement? So what it will do? Same processor again. Any number of times you can execute, it will go and verify the respective data is available in the cache. If not, go to the database, get the data, place a copy, sends to the user. This is a round robin way. This is a round robin way. Now,
just to confirm, it gets the data but not the page.
Sorry, it's a no, it's copying the page, right? But here you are calling it as a database, but here you should call it as a clean page or dirty page.
All right.
Yeah, you should not call it like a database. Of course, these are databases only, but in a technical terms, we are calling as a clean page, dirty page.
Okay.
These are databases only, sir. And there is no extent in buffer. In the buffer, there is no concept called extent, sir. Extents is only in the database. Got it?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Now, for example, if you are inserting the data, if you are deleting the data, updating the data, deleting the data, how my SQL will work, so go. Okay. Of course, up to this, everything is same, sir. Okay. I don't want to repeat every time. Up to this, everything is same. Okay. To SNA protocol, it will go to the relational engine. The parser will check the syntax, semantic, query tree, bind, query tree, plan is available. It will prepare the plan. Executor will execute the query. Access method will go to the data cache. Up to this, everything is same. Either it can be insert, update, delete, select, whatever it may be, it will be the same. Now, when you are performing insert or update or delete, how my engine is working means, assume, sir, currently no pages are there. Okay, currently no pages are there. Now what it will do, I want to load the data. I want to insert the data. I want to update the data. I want to delete the data. Main focus on insert, right? Okay. Update means you already having the data, you are updating the record. You already having the data, you are deleting the record. Okay. Our main focus should be insert, because insert is loading the data. Insert means loading the data. Update and delete is nothing but modifying the data, sir. Either you are deleting the data or you are updating your entry. But insert is very important. Here we need to think more about the insert. Insert. Of course, update, delete is also very important. Okay. But insert means you are loading the data. So new pages need to be created, should be added. Extents should be created. Pages need to be created. Many more operations will do internally. For example, when you are inserting the data, okay, now first it will go and verify this table contains the data or not. Currently, there is no data in the data cache. Now, what it will do, it will go to the MDF file or NDF file and ask, hey, I got a request. I need to insert some data. Will you provide me the pages? Now, what it will do, there is a concept called PFS page. Okay. So first it will verify any pages are free for this table, PFS page. Assume 2 pages are free. It will copy the 2 pages. Okay. Now, but to load this data, I want more pages. Okay. Now it will go to the GAM page. Now GAM will allocate the extents. It will allocate the extents for this table. For this table, it will allocate the extent. Now, once the extents is allocated, the pages will copied into the buffer. The pages will be copied into the buffer. The pages will be copied into the buffer. Now all the pages is copied into the buffer. Now once it start executing the data, now everything is ready. Everything is ready. Now I need to execute the query. Now once it start modifying the data. Okay, now it start loading the data into the pages. Okay, now these pages technically we'll call it as a dirty page. Because whatever the pages in the database, whatever the pages in the buffer, both having different data. Okay, then those pages will call it as a dirty page. Those pages will call it as a dirty page. Is it clear, everyone? So when you start inserting, updating, deleting, now you'll start modifying the data in the cache, right? Once you start modifying the data in the cache, now these pages we will call it as a dirty pages. These pages will call it as a dirty pages. A dirty page in the sense, whatever the page in the database, whatever the page in the buffer is not having same data. When both pages is not having same data, those pages will call it as a dirty page. Only in the buffer you should call it as a dirty pages, sir. There is no dirty page concept in database. Only in the buffer only you will call it as a dirty page. Is it clear? No? Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, sir. Okay, let's close everything. To show you about related to dirty pages, let's close all the things, sir. Let's create one database, sir. Okay, I don't want disturb existing database. Let's create one fresh database. Okay, DB1. Okay. Did it show you? Okay. I need to work with my instance. Why I'm getting so many warnings. Okay, DB1 database is created. I am opening a new query window. Okay. Now let's copy all these things. Let's close it. Let's go here. And let's move into the database DB1. Let's this is about DB. Let's make every query window as a DB1. Now see, I am creating a table. Okay, I'm creating a table called location with 3 columns. One is number, date, city. Okay, date and city. I am creating a table. Okay, I just created one table. Now, when I go and verify, okay, nothing in the buffer. See, there is nothing in the buffer. When I just created a table, nothing in the buffer. See, nothing I'm able to see. Now, I need to insert some data. Okay, I'm just loading the data. So let's insert 100 records. So go 100 means this insert operation will run for 100 times. Okay, now it will insert 100 records. 100 records. Now if you go and run the same query, now you will see 2 dirty pages are there. Okay, to load this 100 records, okay, it fit for 2 pages. Now you are able to see 2 dirty pages. So now everyone able to see the dirty pages? Everyone able to see the dirty page?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
for example, if I trigger the checkpoint, or I can run one more time, sir. Let's run one more time. Okay. When I trigger, still I'm able to see the dirty page. When I trigger the checkpoint and execute, so see now dirty pages is converted into clean pages. Everyone able to see? And dirty pages is converted into clean page. 2 pages only. So that's the reason I took the fresh database, sir. I don't want to go to the existing database to show you the demonstration. So that's the reason I took a fresh database. Okay. And I just inserted 100 records. Now you are able to see the 2 dirty pages. Once I trigger the checkpoint, you will see the 2 clean pages. Dirty pages will again convert into clean page. Clean page again convert into dirty page. Let's insert one more time. Okay, one more time I inserted 100 records. Now I execute it, sir. See, 2 dirty pages, 1 clean page. 2 dirty pages, 1 clean page. Okay, let's trigger the checkpoint. Okay, again run the same select statement. Now, okay, now total 3 dirty clean pages are there. Last time 2 dirty pages, 1 clean page means within 2 clean pages, it used 1 page to load the data because that page is having some free space. It used the page and it created 1 more page. It get 1 more page, total 3 pages. So it required to load 200 records. It required 3 pages, sir. To load 300 records, it required 3 pages. Now 3 pages are there in the buffer itself. So whenever it need pages, it will go to the database and get the page. Whenever, if there is no space, if there is no space in the space in the page, it will go to the MDF file. It copied. So first, when I insert 100 records, it copied 2 pages. It copied 2 pages. It load the data. Next time again when I inserted, already 2 pages are there, but 1 page is having some free space. Okay, it used the same page, but I am loading 100 records, right? This page is not sufficient. It took 1 more page from the database. Okay, and total 2 pages it become as a dirty page, 1 page it become as a clean page. When I trigger the checkpoint, 3 pages has become as a clean page. If you understand this one, you are good, sir. What do you mean by dirty page? Means when you are modifying the data, automatically that page will become the dirty page. Okay, so this is how I want to project you, sir. How the dirty pages means when you are modifying the data, either it can be insert, update, delete. Either it can be insert, update, delete. Okay, so pages will copy. If there are no pages in the buffer, pages will get from the database, place here, try to modify the data. Now once it start modifying the data, these pages will become as a dirty page. Okay, again when our checkpoint trigger, this page will become as a clean pages. What is checkpoint, what is wall, we'll talk now, sir. Is it clear about the dirty pages?
Yes, it's very clear. So we cannot have both pages in the buffer. We cannot have both dirty page and clean page in the buffer at once.
See, at once buffer, dirty page, clean page, we should not think like that, sir. Okay, you need to think how
Okay.
many pages are in the buffer. You need to think how many pages are in the buffer. Out of those pages, how many are dirty page, how many are clean page? That's it.
Yeah, that's
How
my
many
question.
pages?
That
How
that
many
that is
pages?
my
3 pages.
question.
Yeah.
Like that, yes, that is my question. Like,
Oh,
is
this
there a
is, see, you are
possibility?
able to see. See, total 3 pages are in the buffer. All 3 pages are clean
Yes,
pages only. See, if
yes.
I insert one more time, let's insert one more time. Okay, now let's perform this statement on second. Now see, I'm having total 3 pages. I'm having total 3 pages. Out of 3 pages, 1 page is a dirty page, or 2 pages are clean pages.
In the buffer.
In the buffer. This is buffer only, sir. I'm running buffer. DM underscore voice underscore buffer underscore descriptor. It's a buffer only. Sir, rest of the people are so silent. I'm not sure whether you are getting or not getting. Everyone raise your voice, okay? Yes.
Understand.
Total 3 pages
Sir,
are in the
my
buffer.
doubt is, sir,
Total 3 pages are in the buffer. 1 page is a dirty page. 2 pages are clean pages. Yes, Raju.
yes, sir. Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So, as you said, like, so when the both the pages, for example, a database and the buffer, so when the both pages are same, then we call that as a clean.
When the
Yes.
buffer page, when we modify, then it called as a dirty page.
Yes. Whenever your database,
So,
okay, if your database, okay, your database and your buffer is not having same data, then you'll call it as a dirty page. Otherwise, you'll call it as a clean page, sir. That's it.
so when we modify anything in the buffer, so it will save in the database or not, sir?
Wait. We'll talk that one. You understood about dirty page and clean page?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on, sir. Hold your question. You will understood now. Okay. Now, Subbu, I could see one dirty page. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now I could see one dirty page and two clean pages are there. Now, who will, before I go into the checkpoints, sir, you should understand about the wall. You should understand about the wall. Wall stands for, okay, right head logging. Okay. Wall stands for right head logging. Okay. Whatever the changes you are making in the buffer, whatever the changes you are making in the buffer, need to make entry in the log file. Need to make entry in the log file. This is very, 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 very important, sir. Okay, this is very, very important. Whatever the changes you are making in the buffer, need to make entry in the log file before it go to the MDF file. Before it move to the MDF file, it need to make entry in the log file. That concept is called wall. That concept is called wall, sir. Right head logging means every record, whatever you are modifying, need to make entry in the log file. Need to make entry in the log file. This is very, very, very important. This is very, very important, sir. Everyone need to understand. Whenever I am making any changes, first it will go to the log file. Then only it will move to the MDF file. Whatever the changes you are doing, it need to go to the LDF file. It need to go to the LDF file. Then it will go to the MDF file. So now your question is how it is writing to the LDF file. Who is writing to the LDF file? Who is writing to the MDF file? This is your question, sir. You understand about clean page. You understand about dirty page. You are good about these two pages. Now, what was your question? Okay, Subba, I understood. Then who is writing to the LDF file? Who is writing to the data file? Who is writing data to the LDF file? Who is writing data to the log file? So data file. This is your biggest question next. Now, in SQL Server, okay, okay, there is a background process. There are multiple background processes. When you run sp who2 active, you will see how many processes currently running in SQL Server. So first to 50 are the system process. Okay, first to 50 are the system process. Rest are all the user-defined process. Rest are all user-defined process. First to 50 are the system process. Rest are all user-defined process. Now, in the system-defined process, there is a thread called log writer thread. There is a thread called log writer process. There is a process called log writer process, which is writing into the log file. Who is writing into the log file, sir? Log writer thread. Okay, who is writing into the log file? Log writer thread. Log writer thread, which is writing into the log file. Or checkpoint will also write, sir. Don't get confused. Okay, checkpoint will also write. Point. Lazy writer will also write. Okay, but major is log writer thread only. Major is log writer thread. If not log writer thread, checkpoint and lazy writer will also write into the log file. Okay, write into the log file. First, we'll talk about the log writer thread. See, when you are making the changes, okay, the changes will return in form of 1 ABC 200, okay, 2 MNC 10 to 300. Okay, for X, Y, Z. Okay, 500. Now you did some changes in the pages. In the cache, there is a pages. In the cache, there is a pages. In the log file, there is no page concept, sir. In the log file, there is no page concept. Now, what will happen? Whatever the records you are modifying, whatever the transaction you are performing, this is one transaction, right? Now, this transaction is treated like a log record. In the log cache, it will treat like a log record. Log record in the sense insert, update, okay, delete. Now in the log cache, this transaction, it will treat like a insert operation, update operation, delete operation. Okay. Now this log record will register in the log file in the form of log records only, sir. Okay. In the form, this log file contains the log blocks. Log blocks. In that log blocks, your log records will be there. In the log block, there will be log records. Log records. Please try to understand. LDF file contains the log blocks. That log blocks contain the log records. In which format? Not in like a pages, sir. In the insert operation, update operation, delete operation. It contains this record information. This information will be held in the log file. This record information will hold in the log file, sir. To better understanding this information will be in the log file. So in the data cache, your actual data is writing. In the log file, it contains the entry. Entry, what entry? Oh, insert entry, update, delete, what you done. That entry will be in the log file. So log file is having less, means, see, you need to protect the log files, sir. Always DBAs need to protect the log file. Otherwise, log will grow like anything. Log will grow like anything if you're loading the data. So that's the reason what Microsoft done. Rather than storing the data, why can't you store that record? Just this record. Unless you insert this one, okay, you don't know how many inserts are happening, how many deletes are happening. So log file will hold only this entry, sir. This entry. Log file doesn't contains the data. Don't think log file is holding the data. Log file is not holding the data. Log file is holding the record. You understand this one, sir? Everyone? Come on, sir. Please,
Yes.
everyone. To simplify,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying
Yes,
my best.
sir.
Okay, if you're not encouraging.
Yes.
When you compare with yesterday's session, you are gaining a lot today without any confuse.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, please. Your motivation is very important. If you are telling yes, I understood, I can give you better understanding, sir. See,
Yesterday bit
log
tough,
records.
sir, but today it will easy.
Yeah, log records, log file contains the log record. Is it clear? Okay, update record, delete record. Okay, this information will be stored in the LDF file. Who is writing Subbu is your log writer thread. Your log writer thread writing the entry into the log file to fulfill wall concept. To fulfill wall, your log writer thread is writing. Okay, so parallelly, it is writing into the cache. Parallelly, it is moving. It is a parallel operation. It is a parallel operation. Parallelly, it is writing, sir. Okay, parallelly it is writing. It is writing into the data cache. It is writing information into the log file also. It is writing information into the log file. Why, Subbu, it is writing into the log file? We'll talk later, sir. We'll talk later. I hope you understand about what? Every modification, whatever you are doing in the cache, need to go to the log file in the form of log records. Who is writing this, Subbu? Means log writer thread is writing this information to the log file. Got it? Yes? No? Again, you are having
Yes.
lot of questions. Hold on this question, sir. In the advanced performance tuning, I will talk about LDF file, what is log file architecture, log file troubleshooting, log file internals. Then that time you will become much more stronger. Okay, as of now, understand high level only. Okay, whatever the changes I'm making, all the changes is writing into the log file in the form of log records. This is the keyword you should understood, sir. In the form of log records. Where these log records are holding? In the log blocks. In the log blocks, your log records are holding. In the log blocks, your log records are holding. Yeah, we are good, sufficient. Now, who is moving data from the data cache to MDF files? Okay, first thing I got. Okay, from modification, first it is writing to the wall because wall need to be satisfied. Your log writer thread is going to taken care. Now, who is moving my data into the LDF files? Who is moving? Okay, to better understanding, let me display one more thing, sir. This is very high level. If you're not understanding, no worries. If you're not understanding, no worries. Again, I will come back this one with the core, too much technical in the advanced level. Okay, see, this is your log file, right? This is your log file, sir. Okay, so if we wanted to read the log file, see, when I am reading the data, select star from location. Oh no, select a star from. I can read the data because in the data file, I can directly read the data. Okay, in the data file, I can read the data. From the data file, I can read the data. But my question is, Subbu, how I can read the log file? How I can read the log file? Okay, I understood. Okay, you are reading the data from the data file. Either it can be MDF or NDF. You are reading the data from the data file. How I can read the log file, Subbu, means with the help of one function, sir. Okay, with the help of one function. That function we are calling as a sys.fn_dblog is a function. Using this function, you can read the log file. Using this function, you can read the log file. Using this function, you can read the log file, sir. Will I really need a log file in real world, Subbu? Yes. Yes. Definitely. Not frequently, sir. Yearly once, yearly twice, or rare, very rare to rare case, you will try to read the log file. Okay. Maybe rare to rare, you will read the log file because I wanted to know who deleted the data. I want to know who insert the data. I want to know who updated the data. Okay, that time only we will read this log, sir. Definitely you will caught. Okay, don't think by mistakenly you deleted something. Oh, no one is seeing me. I am so safe. No. If someone identified, definitely they will reach to DBAs. Then we will start reading the log file. Under the log file, I can get who deleted, who inserted, who updated. I can read the log file. See, insert, delete, update. When the transaction begin, when the transaction committed. I can get complete information from the log file. I can read the data. So definitely you will caught. It will display who performed, when started, how many affected, everything it will display. But it is not a easy, sir, to read fn_db log. You will get some chunk of data. Okay. I mean to say you will get some chunk of data. It's not easy to see. You will get some chunk of data. It's not easy to read. Okay. See how many inserts I done, how many updates I done, how many deletion I done. I can also retrieve on which table you perform, when you begin, when the transaction, who performed. I hope you are getting my point. Who performed? Subbu is performed. Then I caught. Okay. You can read the log file. You can read the log file. easily, definitely will caught if you've done any mistake. So please be careful when you are executing any query. Double check once under which database I'm executing, what query they provide me, what I'm executing. If you are unaware of this concept, we are gone. Please be careful. Definitely you will caught, sir. So what I wanted to say is, you can read the log file. How you can read the log file, sir? How you can read the log file? fn underscore dblog function. Using fn underscore dblog function, you can read the log file. Okay? Not okay? Everyone? Yes? No? Understood?
So,
Not understood?
it's kind of auditing, right? So we have a auditing concept. So to
Yes, sir. Log file is auditing purpose only. Okay,
okay,
log file is auditing purpose only. Okay, who
okay.
perform, when perform, why? Why means we don't know, sir, literally. But who
So we
perform,
have
when
to
perform?
enable. No, in Oracle we have to enable auditing to get the audit logs, but in MS SQL it will come by default,
No, no, no,
or
no,
we
no,
have to
no,
enable it.
no, 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 no. Audit is something different, sir. Sorry, audit is something
Okay,
different. We also enable audits, okay? But
okay,
log file is also tracking this information. See,
okay,
log file is also tracking, but mostly many people will face difficulty to read this function, sir. It's not easy. Again, it's not that much easy, sir. Okay, because you need to find the right this kind of statements. Okay, it will fetch. See, you are getting whole information. Which table?
okay,
Who performed? See, when started, when ended, who performed, whether you inserted, updated, deleted. To find this script itself is very difficult for us. For us, not for you, sir. For us, including me
okay,
also. For us, it's very difficult to find the best scripts. If you find the best scripts, phenomenal, sir. You can do anything. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Now, before I go into log file, sir. Okay. I hope you understand now about log file. Log file, how data is storing, sir, in the form of everyone, in the form of
Log record.
Records, records,
Logs.
log records.
log
Where that
records,
log records are holding, sir? In the log
Sorry?
blocks. In the log blocks,
logs.
right? In the
Log
log
logs.
Log,
blocks,
yeah.
your log records are holding. Yeah, good, sir. Super good. Half of the concept is done. Okay. That's the reason I felt yesterday, what I done yesterday. I was not happy yesterday session. Really, I was not happy. Then that's the reason I not uploaded, sir. Someone asked, will you upload record? Recording is happened. Record happened actually. But I am not happy with that session. I told to Sai also, I'm not happy. Again, that's what, sir. See, how I wake up is very important. If I wake up very healthy, means definitely that day is our day. If I'm not wake up, that means you need to encourage me, sir. Okay. If you think that you are not understanding, hey Subbu, I'm not understanding. Will you give any alternative way? Definitely I can bring. You need to encourage me. I hope you understand what I wanted to convey, everyone. Okay, I can give
Yes,
you better
yes, Subbu.
output, sir. Better output. But I am not preparing and coming to here. Okay, straight away I will wake up. I will open the bridge. I will join the meeting. So you people need to encourage me sometimes. If I'm not, rare case only, sir. Okay, I can understand how I trained on that day. If I'm not, I will itself tell the next day, hey, yesterday I thought it not went well. We'll have one more session. Definitely I will, sir, many times. Okay, you can trust me on that part. Now, now checkpoint. Now, who is moving data to the database? LDF, I know, we know, not I know. Sorry, I'm taking back. We know LDF. We know who is moving. Log writer thread is moving to the LDF file. Who is moving to the MDF file, sir? First, we'll talk about the checkpoint. See, write pages, write pages. Okay, you will get all the scripts whatever I'm displaying, all the scripts, the links, everything you will get it, sir, in the video description. Don't think about that. Focus on the concept. Okay, focus on the concept. So check pointer, eager writer, lazy writer. Our main focus will be these three, sir. Forget about eager writer. We'll focus on the lazy writer, check pointer first. So check pointer, where is it? Okay, checkpoint. So checkpoint is also internal process where you should understand. Checkpoint is also internal process. Where is my SP Hutu, sir? SP Hutu. Okay. Checkpoint. Yeah, checkpoint. Checkpoint is also internal process. Checkpoint is also internal process. So try to understand checkpoints are one of the most important concept. One of the most important concept everyone must and should know. Checkpoint is an internal process which is running frequently. There is no time frame, sir. I can say that a specific time checkpoint will trigger. No, sir. Okay. Whenever checkpoint it will estimate, that will trigger, because when you go to the instance property, go to the database settings, there is a concept called recovery interval. That is a zero. That is a zero, sir. Means whenever checkpoint estimate these many dirty pages, okay, whenever checkpoint estimate, see, now dirty pages become the zero. Okay, means checkpoint has been triggered, sir. Internally checkpoint got triggered, lazy writer also triggered. Now you are seeing the clean page is also one only. Earlier the clean pages are three. Now you are able to see one. Okay, lazy writers are triggering, checkpoints are triggering continuously. You no need to do anything, sir. You no need to do anything. Lazy writer, checkpoint are triggering internally. Now, what you should understand here is checkpoint is an internal process, okay, which will estimate this many dirty pages, this many log records, this many dirty pages, and also it will verify recovery interval time. It will also verify recovery interval time to trigger the checkpoint. Okay, to trigger the checkpoint. If you are setting here, okay, if you set here 2 minutes, 3 minutes, okay, it will estimate this many pages. For example, it is estimating 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages it is estimating. Once it reach 1,000 dirty pages, checkpoint will trigger. For example, I mean to say, okay, don't tell to enter with 1,000 pages. Example I'm telling. If SQL Server estimate, 1,000 dirty pages are there. Once it reaches 1,000 pages, I need to trigger the checkpoint. Now it reaches the 1,001. Now it try to trigger the checkpoint, but you change the recovery interval time to 2 minutes. Okay, it will wait for 2 minutes. Okay, it will wait for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, it will trigger the checkpoint. So if you are setting 0, okay, only it will go for this algorithm. It never go here. These are two algorithms. Okay, first it will estimate, next it will check the recovery time. So if you're not touching the don't touch the recovery time, sir. Recovery interval. Please, we are not that powerful DBAs, okay, who is having more depth in the concepts. Okay, we should not unless we are strong in the recovery. We should not touch the recovery interval time. You should not understand today itself. Hold for restore session, sir. Okay, mostly Monday. Next Monday we'll talk the restores. Hold for Monday. I will talk again this concept in the Monday. That time you will understand more. Okay. When checkpoint will trigger, Subbu, means whenever it will cross the estimate, whenever it will cross the estimate, and it will reach the recovery time, it will trigger the checkpoint. Until unless it won't trigger the checkpoint. Until unless it won't trigger the checkpoint, sir. This is automatic checkpoint. Automatic checkpoint. So we are having 4 types of checkpoints. We are having 4 types of checkpoints. One is automatic checkpoint. I am talking about automatic checkpoint. It is an instance level feature. Okay, this is not a database level feature because we are having too many databases. Okay, It is not a database feature. It is an instance feature. Instance level, it will trigger the checkpoint. Instance level, it will trigger the checkpoint. Respect to database, it will move, sir. It won't move this database data to this database to this database. No, it will move the respect to data to the respect to database only. Okay, please keep that in your mind. What is automatic checkpoint? Automatic checkpoint is a default checkpoint which will trigger automatically when it will reach the estimated number of pages, and when it will reach the recovery time interval, automatic checkpoint will trigger automatically. You no need to do anything. You no need to do anything, sir. You no need to do anything. Automatically, it will trigger the checkpoint. Automatically, it will trigger the checkpoint. Once it reaches the estimated 30 pages, once it reaches the recovery time, it will trigger automatically. You no need to do anything. Okay, don't touch the recovery interval time, sir. Don't touch the recovery interval time 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't touch, sir. Okay, if it is estimate this many records, it reach that estimation, it never trigger the checkpoint until it reach this recovery interval time. Until it reach this recovery interval time, it never, sir. Okay, it never. If I want to change the command line to move, okay, I can change from here. SP config, this is most powerful, sir. We will talk more about this one, SP config. Okay, so we are having n number of parameters. See, we are having almost 83 parameters are there in SQL Server. Okay, if you wanted to change the parameters, you can use SP config. If you don't want SP config, you can go for graphical user interface. You can change it. Either you can change from graphical user interface or you can change from the command line. Okay, using SP config, you can change from the command line. Okay, using command line, you can change SP config, you can use to change the command line. Or you don't want, you can go for graphical user interface. Aramse, you can go for graphical user interface also. Anything is fine. So as of now, I am not touching the recovery interval time, sir. That is not a best practice. Why, Subbu? I will talk in the restore day. Okay. So what is automatic checkpoint? Automatic
No,
checkpoint.
so
Wait, sir.
what is SP configuration? Okay.
That's what, sir. SP config is nothing parameter changing. So these many parameters, you can change it. If I don't want to use a graphical user interface, then how I can change, sir? So for example, I wanted to change this parameter
No,
itself.
all these parameters relevant to checkpoint or all the other parameters also? That's what my question.
Checkpoint is one option. See, checkpoint is one option. There are many things. That's what I'm selling, like a fill factor, backup protection, recovery interval time, min memory,
Any
max
settings,
memory.
we have to change. It means either we can change it in a graphical page or we have to use
SP config. So 83 parameters you can change from the SP config, sir. Okay, everyone.
Okay, thank
you. Yeah. So I am not touching now, sir. So what I wanted to say is, automatic checkpoint is the default checkpoint. Okay, automatic checkpoint is a default checkpoint. It is a background process and it is a default checkpoint. Most common used checkpoint in entered SQL Server. Okay, SQL Server is continuously checking the number of log records. Once it estimates that number of log records are sufficient to process, and it will also check the recovery interval time which you configure, then it will trigger the checkpoint. Until unless it won't trigger the checkpoint, sir. And don't touch the checkpoint interval time. Okay, see, that's what I mentioned here clearly. However, you should not play with this until you are a highly skilled DBA. Okay. Okay. No worries. You will become highly skilled DBA only, sir. I will train you. Why you should not change this one? Wait for Monday, sir. Okay. Wait for Monday. Why you should not change this one? I will clarify on Monday. Today is not our best day, sir. Monday is our best day. I will talk more on Monday. Is it okay about automatic checkpoint? Everyone? No? Yes?
Which means automatic checkpoint is only at
default checkpoint, sir.
buffer
It's a default. It's a default checkpoint, sir, which is running at entire instance level. At their entire instance level, it is running, sir. And it is a default. We no need to do anything. Got it? No? Yes?
No.
No? What do
Yes.
you not understand? Sorry. Understood, not understood?
Yes, automatic checkpoints trigger when it's a default.
A sufficient
Yes, I
number of
understand
log
that.
records. No, sufficient number of dirty pages, sufficient number of log records. Okay? And recover interval time. It will
Okay.
check two formulas. Microsoft designed two
Okay.
formulas. One is sufficient log records. One is recovery. There are lots, sir, again. See, again, there are lot, okay? To understand easily, we are telling that, okay, I'm just explaining that if it estimate these many records are sufficient to trigger. See, you know how much weight you can carry, right? You know how much weight you can carry, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
If that weight is sufficient, you will start carrying that product from one location to another location. Like same checkpoint is also doing same thing, sir, to easily understand. I hope you got it now, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Now, we are having two more checkpoints, sir. Internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint. Forget about indirect checkpoint. I will talk about this. Internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint. These are two very important checkpoints, okay? These are two very important checkpoints. Oh, hey, come on, yeah, where it went? Hey, come on. Okay. What do you mean by internal checkpoint means when you are doing certain operations like a backups, snapshots, okay, stopping the SQL server, when you are shutdowning the SQL server, okay, when you are shutdowning the SQL server, when you are modifying the database files, when you are switching the recovery models, when your database in simple recovery model, internal checkpoint will trigger, sir. Okay, as of now, just remember this one. I will talk all these concepts in respect to concepts, sir. When we are talking backups, I will talk this point. When we are talking about recovery models, I will talk about these 2 points. When we are discussing altering, I will talk about these points. So you will clarify, sir. You will get clear. As of now, what you need to understand, okay, there is internal checkpoint. There is a concept called internal checkpoint. When you are doing certain operations like backups, altering the database, snapshot, shutdowning the SQL, switching the recovery models, internal checkpoint will trigger. Okay, what it is doing, internal checkpoint is triggering what it is doing. That I will talk in that respect to concepts, sir, so that you can understand. So when you are doing certain things, internal checkpoint will be triggered automatically. Is it clear? Not clear. What it is doing, we'll talk in respect to days, sir. When we are discussing recovery models after the installation, the first concept we'll talk about this only. I will talk on that day. Next concept backup, I will talk on that day. Okay, this I will talk in the restore so that you will become strong, sir. Okay. I hope you understand, everyone. No? Yes?
Yes, yes, Subbu.
Okay, when you are doing certain operations, internal checkpoint will trigger. Okay, now there is a manual checkpoint, sir. If you want to trigger the checkpoint, you can manually trigger the checkpoint, and you can trigger it. So what will happen, sir? If you trigger the manual checkpoint, you can see data very quickly, sir. That's it. Okay, you no need to wait for automatic checkpoint to trigger. You no need to wait for automatic checkpoint to trigger, sir. If I wanted to see
Database
data
levels.
very quickly, I can trigger the manual checkpoint. If I wanted to see the data very quickly, I can trigger the manual checkpoint. Got you? No? Yes, but we won't trigger, sir. Again, we won't do all this stuff. It's a default. It is keep on running. But to understand the concept, you should learn, sir. So manual checkpoint will trigger, rare case will trigger. Rare case will trigger, sir. When you will trigger manual checkpoint also, we'll discuss in advanced level. Again, I will come back all these concepts in advanced level. That time you will become strong. You are having a couple of questions on your mind, okay, which I can't clarify right away, but I can clarify in our throughout our journey. Okay, it will be clarified, sir, automatically. So manual checkpoint, internal checkpoint, automatic checkpoint, still SQL Server 2012 only we are having these three, sir. From SQL Server 2012, Microsoft came up with the concept called indirect checkpoint. This is the most powerful checkpoint in 2025, 2024, sir. Okay. Indirect checkpoint. As I told you, forget about internal manual, sir. We are not worrying about these two. We are worrying about automatic checkpoint only. Because whenever automatic checkpoint will trigger, it will move the data from the buffer to MDF file. Who is moving, sir? Checkpoint. Okay. Point is moving the data from buffer to disk. Disk is nothing but database, sir. MDF files. Okay, checkpoint. See, there is a concept called automatic checkpoint, which you know. Okay, which you know. But from 2012, Microsoft came up with the concept called indirect checkpoint, where you can set at a database level. So, for example, Subbu, I wanted to change my checkpoint interval time for my database. This is my database. Okay, this is my database. I can do whatever I want. Will it possible? Yes, sir. Yes, it is possible. Okay, it is possible. If you want to change the checkpoint interval time for your specific database, is it possible, Subbu? Yes, it is possible. Okay. Yes, it is possible. You can go and verify, sir. There is a system table. This is a, sir, whenever you are seeing the sys dot, these are all the catalog tables, system catalog tables. Again, I'm repeating, these are all system catalog tables. Okay. Whenever you see the sys dot, these are all the system tables. Inbuilt, you will get it. So when you read sys dot databases, okay, for this specific database, you will see this is the database name. Target recovery time in seconds is 0. I not yet set, sir. If you not set indirect checkpoint, obviously it will go for automatic checkpoint only. This database is using automatic checkpoint. This database is also using automatic checkpoint. Now we are encouraging to go for indirect checkpoint. Means automatic checkpoint is also triggering. Meanwhile, indirect checkpoint is also triggering for my database. We don't know when automatic checkpoint will trigger. I don't want to touch the automatic checkpoint, but I can touch the indirect checkpoint. I can touch the indirect checkpoint, sir. This is the feature which is introduced from SQL Server 2012 onwards. Okay. If I wanted to change the checkpoint interval time for my database, then I can go for alter database name, set target recovery time equal to 120 seconds. Means every 2 minutes, indirect checkpoint will trigger, irrespective to the automatic checkpoint. Irrespective to automatic checkpoint, indirect checkpoint is keep on triggering every 2 minutes. Automatic checkpoint will trigger or not trigger, forget about. Every 2 minutes, indirect checkpoint will trigger on your database. And it is continuously moving every 2 minutes.
It will not do any additional performance issue to do, like if you are multiple
No,
checkpoints occurring
no,
for
sir.
the same
This
duty.
is the one you need to encourage. This is the one you need to encourage, sir. But we are not encouraging. This is the one as a DBA we need to encourage. We don't know when automatic checkpoint will trigger, right? I don't want to touch the. So experts are saying that don't touch the automatic checkpoint. Then what you will do, sir? Can I go for indirect checkpoint, right?
Okay.
That's it. Very simple. What is the alternative, sir? Hey, I don't want to go for automatic checkpoint. Let it be automatic checkpoint. Let it run automatically. I don't want touch. I don't want disturb automatic checkpoint. I can disturb the checkpoint. But how? Using indirect checkpoint. Okay? Using indirect checkpoint, I can disturb my checkpoint. Not automatic checkpoint, sir. I don't want touch automatic checkpoint. but I can touch the indirect checkpoint. Again, sir, don't get confused. Checkpoint is a checkpoint. Okay, don't get confused. Please don't get confused. Checkpoint is a checkpoint only. But Microsoft came up with a different strategies. One is automatic checkpoint, one is internal checkpoint, one is manual checkpoint, one is indirect checkpoint, sir. Checkpoint is a checkpoint only. Please, sir, don't get confused. What is the main purpose of checkpoint, sir? What is the main agenda of checkpoint? Whatever the data you are modifying need to move to the MDF file. Same time, if any log records haven't moved to the LDF file, it will also move that log records to the LDF file. LDF
Got
file.
it, Subbu. Got it.
Okay. Please understand that's the reason I told checkpoint also. When checkpoint trigger, if that time only, if log records are still not yet moved to the MDF file, first it will move the log records to LDF file, then it will move the data to the MDF file. Only that time. It will also move the log records. If there are no log records, it will move the data to the MDF file only.
Is it parallel?
Questions?
Yeah, when a checkpoint trigger,
Sorry?
if the checkpoint triggers, is it parallel? Yeah, is the situation parallel?
Oh, parallel, sir. Yes. Parallel. Serial, not parallel. Moving the data parallel. Always, mostly, many things will do parallel, sir. Otherwise, sir, in a milliseconds, nanoseconds only, these are happening in the background, sir. Okay. This will happen in the background. Okay, Subbu. Can I see when checkpoint got triggered? Yes, you can see. You can see, sir. Okay. You can read the log file fn_db log, and you can click checkpoint. Okay. Now it will display the information. So, for example, let's go for DB1, sir. Execute it. Nothing, right? Now let's see to present you the good demo. Let's delete everything. Let's close unnecessary tabs. Okay. Let me create a table. Oh, let's drop a table. Drop table. Let's drop a table. Let's create a table, sir. Okay. Now let's run this one. Nothing, right? Now see, sir. Now I'm inserting the data. I insert the data. Now I triggered the checkpoint, manual checkpoint. Just for demo purpose, I'm triggering the manual checkpoint. Now if you go and execute this one, okay, see, LOP begin checkpoint, LOP transaction checkpoint, okay, means the checkpoint information is updated in the boot page. You remember, right? DBCC, DB info. Okay, DBCC info, DB info. 1 second, sir. One second. Okay. When you run boot page, there is a concept called DBCC checkpoint, sir. Checkpoint LSN. What was your last checkpoint LSN? So, whenever checkpoint got triggered, it is updating in the boot page also. Okay. Not only moving the data, sir. Not only it is moving the data. Not only it is moving the entry. It is writing entry in the log file. It is moving the data into the MDF file. Along with it is also updating in the boot page. It is also updating in the boot page. See, it is writing information. It is writing information to the boot page also. You can't understand all this stuff right away. No worries. I'm just presenting you. We'll talk about what is that LSN. We will decode all this stuff in the upcoming classes, sir. Okay. I'm not decoding now. We'll decode all this stuff in the upcoming classes. Okay. So when you are performing any operation, your log file is tracking. Even checkpoint, whenever checkpoint got triggered, it is writing information into the log file. Along with it is also writing information into the boot page also. Not only moving data, sir. Oh, Subbu told that it is just moving data from the data cache to MDF file, log records to LDF file. Not only these two, it is making entry in the log file. It is also making entry in the boot page whenever checkpoint got triggered. It is making entry in the log file. It is also making entry in the boot page also. Got it? No? Yes? Everyone?
Yes, Subbu.
Yes, Subbu.
Okay, great, sir. Everyone clear about checkpoint, sir? So, which one you will encourage, sir? Indirect checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in your
Indirect.
slide, it was mentioning that from 2016 it was default one. Is it correct, Subbu, for the indirect one?
This one, see, it's a default type for 2016. Okay, from 2016 it is a default, but you need to set that interval time. Sir. Whatever how I set it, right? This
Okay.
one.
Now default means by default we have to enable it. That's what it means, right?
You no need to enable, sir. You no need to enable. It is already enabled. Okay, it's already enabled.
Okay, we just need to set the time alone.
Yes. Yes.
That is only for 2016 onwards. Before that, we
Yes.
need to enable it, then we need to set the time.
Again, both are same only. Okay, you are setting the parameter. Okay. Yeah. This is the one of the best practice we'll recommend, sir. What are the best practice Subbu will follow means? Respect to checkpoint means we will set the recovery interval time, indirect checkpoint. Rather than going for recovery interval time, we'll go for indirect checkpoint. We will recommend to set the indirect checkpoint. Okay, everyone?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah, no.
And one more thing, sir. For example, if you want to see, Subbu, I wanted to see when checkpoint got triggered, how many pages it flushed, then you can enable the trace file, sir, 3504. Okay, DBCC trace on. Okay, DBCC trace on 3504. Okay, comma -1. Okay, trace on. And if you enable, whenever you trigger the checkpoint, means whenever the checkpoint got triggered, okay, it will write the information into the error log. In the SQL error log, it will write the information into the SQL error logs. Okay, into the SQL error log. Currently, now see it written force checkpoint. Okay, clean up 0 dirty pages in 0 milliseconds for the database tool. It's a database ID. This is the database ID, sir. We'll talk all this stuff in the classes upcoming. Once we install the SQL, so tomorrow we'll install the SQL Server. Okay, so it will write information into the error log whenever you enable DBCC trace 3504, but don't enable, sir. Again, you should not enable this trace file because it will pile up your log file, a SQL error log file. Means every time checkpoint is triggering, sir. When you are doing massive operations, checkpoint is keep on triggering, right? Every time whenever checkpoint trigger, it will write in the error log. So your error log file size will be grow like anything. Your SQL Server error log file will grow like anything. Please don't enable this trace file. Just remember, okay, there is one trace file. If I wanted to see when the checkpoint is triggering, if I wanted to see, then you need to enable 3505 trace file. Okay, not okay, everyone?
Okay.
Okay, but don't enable, sir. Please, you should not enable because it will pile up the error log. Okay, means it will increase your log file size. Unnecessarily, we should not increase our log file size. Now, one point you wanted to remember, sir. Checkpoint never delete the pages in the buffer. Checkpoint will just move the data. Checkpoint will just move the data and it will keep the page in the buffer itself. Checkpoint will never delete the page. Once your data is moved, will it delete, Subbu? No, it will keep the pages. It will just move the data. Checkpoint will just move the data into the database and will make this as a clean page. It never flushes the pages. Checkpoint never flushes the pages. This is the point you need to remember, sir. This is the point, very important point you need to remember. Checkpoint never flushes the pages. Okay, Subbu. Okay, it's okay, fine. Now, if you're continuously continuously the pages are copied into the cache, what will happen, sir? What will happen? Your memory will grow, right? Your memory will grow. Okay, your memory will grow. Now, who will clear the memory, sir? Now, lazy writer will come into the picture. Lazy writer is also a internal thread. It is also internal processor. Okay, SP22. Lazy writer is also a internal process. Lazy writer is also an internal process which is running in the background and it is in the sleepy mode, sir. Lazy writer is also internal process. It will be always in the sleepy mode. For example, lazy itself is saying that always I will be in the sleepy mode only. Okay, you don't have any control like a checkpoint, sir. Okay, you can control the checkpoint interval time, right? Even automatic checkpoint also you can control. Indirect checkpoint also you can control, and you can trigger the manual checkpoint also. But lazy writer, you don't have any control. You don't have any authorization. You don't have any control. You don't have any authorization on lazy writer. You don't have any control on lazy writer. So lazy writer invokes automatically whenever RAM is getting full. Whenever lazy writer think that, hey, my RAM is getting full, lazy writer will automatically trigger. Lazy writer automatically will trigger whenever RAM is getting full. Whenever RAM is getting full, lazy writer is automatically trigger. Means Microsoft follow a lot of algorithms, sir. We don't have all the algorithms, okay? We should understand lazy writer will automatically triggers when RAM is getting full. Now, when lazy writer triggers, what it will do, Super means, okay, what exactly it will do? Okay, what exactly it will do when lazy writer is triggered? Means I will talk this one very deeper in advanced level, but I want to convey here something, sir. Lazy writer will place a lock on the table. First, come on. Lazy writer will place a lock on the page, which it need to be deleted. Means it decide, okay. See, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pages are there. Okay. Lazy writer decided to delete couple of pages. Based on what formula it is deciding, Subbu, to delete the page, the buffer means there is an algorithm called least used pages, least reference count. Whatever you can understand, sir, no worries. Both are same only. Okay, both are same. Lazy writer will use an algorithm called least used pages in the buffer, least reference count, whatever. Some people will call it as a least reference count. Some people will call it as a least used pages. I will educate my students like a least used pages. Easily you can remember, sir. Okay. So for example, user 1 access this page. User 2 also access this page. User 3 also access. Every time when you are using page in the buffer, it will make a count. Oh, 1 time you used, 2 times it used, 3 times it used, 4 times it used, 5 times it used, 6 times it used, 7 times it is used. How many times you used this page in the buffer? It will make a count in the buffer. Okay. Now, based on that count, least used pages. For example, this page 1000 times used. This page only 1 time used. This page 100 times used. This page 2 times used. This page only 4 times used. Okay. How many times you used this page in the buffer? That is the least used page count or least reference count. Now, what it will do? What are the pages leastly used? And make RAM to healthy. As if I clear these many pages, my RAM is healthy. If I clear this many pages, my RAM is healthy. Those that many pages it will select to delete, sir. Now assume this page it's selected, this page it's selected, this page it's selected, this page it's selected. Out of this many pages, 4 pages it's selected to delete, so that my RAM will be healthy. So that my RAM is healthy. Now before it delete, it will place a lock. It will place a lock. I'm not recalling the lock name. It will place a lock, sir. I will recall when I'm discussing about the lock session. I will come back. It will place a lock. Okay. It will place a lock on these pages. Means no one can access these pages when LazyWriter decided to flush. When LazyWriter decided to flush, what LazyWriter will do? LazyWriter will hold a lock. Will place a lock on the pages so that no other users can access this page until it got flushed. Okay, until it got flushed, no user will access the page. Okay, now what it will do? Now it will try to delete the page from the buffer. Before it delete the page from the buffer, it will also do one thing, sir. Assume this is a dirty page which is not yet moved to the MDF file and which is not yet moved to the LDF file. What it will do? First, LazyWriter will move that to the LDF file. Also, it will move the data to the MDF file. Then it will try to flush the data. This is very important point you need to remember. LazyWriter will also move the data from buffer to disk. LazyWriter will also move the data from buffer to disk. If it detect there is a deadlock, sorry, come on, there is a dirty page, it will move the dirty page data to the disk, then only it will flush the data. Without moving data to the MDF file, it never flushes the pages from buffer. I hope you understand. No? Yes?
Yeah, Subbu.
Yes, Subbu understood.
Okay. LazyWriter. So whenever LazyWriter triggers, if it detect, oh, there is a dirty page, first it will move the dirty page to the disk, then it will try to place a lock on the page, then it will try to delete the page from the buffer to make RAM healthy. To make RAM healthy, it will flushes the page from the buffer. So you don't have any control on LazyWriter. Okay, LazyWriter flushes the pages from the disk, but checkpoint never flushes. Means checkpoint never delete the page. Checkpoint will just move the data. Checkpoint will just move the data, and we have control on the checkpoint, but you don't have any control on LazyWriters. LazyWriter automatically invoke. No worries about LazyWriter. Is it clear? No? Yes?
Yeah, okay, Subbu.
Any questions? Anyone? Okay, last one point I will talk, sir. Tomorrow I will talk about asset properties. Okay, or we'll start tomorrow installation. Later on, we'll discuss asset properties. Can I take only for 5 minutes? Is it okay, everyone? Just 5 minutes. This is very easy.
Yes.
This is just very easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Rare case, you will get this question, sir. Eager writer. Okay. What do you mean by eager writer? Means, okay. For example, when you are doing the bulk operations, when you are doing bulk operations, like billions of record you are inserting, you are modifying all the stuff. Okay, bulkly you are doing. In the background, eager writer is helping, sir, to improve the process. When you are performing bulk operations, okay, when you are performing bulk operations, your eager writer, your eager writer. So SQL Server performs certain activities on non-logged operation. What do you mean by non-logged operation? We'll talk in the bulk log recovery model. For example, select into, bulk insert, write a text, update a text. When you are using these commands, okay, when you are using these commands in SQL Server, in the background, eager writer is helping us. What eager writer is helping? Eager writer the process handle both page creation, page writing in parallel. Pages are creating in the database, pages are also copying into the memory, and pages are writing in the family in the memory. Writing, creating are parallelly, not a sequentially. Not as first I need to create all the pages and I need to copy to the memory. I need to write the data. No, it is not doing that stuff. What it is doing, it is creating the pages parallelly. It is also writing the pages parallelly so that it will improve the performance of bulk operations. It will improve the performance of bulk operations. Eager writer is a background process. Can I handle the eager writer? No, nothing, sir. You can't do anything. Rare case you will get this question. That's the reason I wanted to project this one as well. What do you mean by eager writer means when you are performing bulk operations, example, select into, bulk insert, write text, update text. When you are using these keywords in SQL Server, not user, developers, eager writer is helping in the background. What it is helping? Page creation, page writing are doing parallelly, not a sequentially. Yep. No. Yes. What do you mean by that non-logged operations are? This is the biggest doubts above. No worries, I will explain you when we are discussing bulk log recovery models. One of the most powerful interview question, powerful concept. I will talk in depth when we are discussing bulk log recovery. Yep. That's it, sir, for today. I hope you understand better than yesterday. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, today was very good.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought I'm not happy, sir. That's what I myself will feel that I'm not happy. I will let you know, sir, definitely. Okay.
Compared to previous month.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Any questions, sir? I will upload as quickly as possible. Go and watch one or twice. Okay. Get the questions tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going to start the installation.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry.
I have two now. Can I ask now? After stopping the recording, can I ask this question?
Oh, regarding technical means you can ask, sir, because this recording is happening, right? If non-technical, I can stop the recording. Is it technical or non-technical? Are you there? Your voice is.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, Subbu. Am I able now? Am I audible now?
Yes.
No, just compare and all right. We have any concept in SQL. We are going to complete the architecture session today. Just wanted to know, is there any concept, inconsistency concept?
No. Is anyone understood? I'm not understanding. Maybe you are having some network issue.
His voice is not audible.
Yeah. Try to connect from mobile. At least we are having good Wi-Fi signal. Means good
Yeah, I connecting from mobile only. So now am I audible?
Yes, now it's clear.
Did you got my question, or can I repeat
No,
one more time?
no, can you repeat?
So what I'm asking, like I'm just comparing with Oracle. Today we are going to complete the MS SQL internal architecture. So I just wanted to know, is there any undo concept, a read consistency concept in MS SQL?
Oh, yes, yes,
How
sir.
it is?
We'll talk on the restore day. That's what I told you, right? We will again come back
Okay,
in the recovery phase. Monday.
okay,
I think Monday.
okay,
Yeah. If everything go Monday, sir. Otherwise, maybe
okay,
Tuesday.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a good day, sir. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.